Hi, I'm the Reverend David Mossman. I'm a career missionary with the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod and director of the Wittenberg Project. This is a joint effort of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, Concordia Publishing House, and our German sister church, the Independent Evangelical Lutheran Church. Our project has two main foci: education and outreach. This town is like an oval lying on its side, a narrow little town, a mile long, 1.6 kilometers. At one end is the Castle Church, and at the other end the Elster Gate and the Luther House. And with me is Dr. Robert Kolb. Bob is the theological studies expert on our committee, and we're here in Wittenberg today to look around the town and to talk a little bit about what happened in this place 500 years ago.
David, it still amazes me of what happened here in the early 16th century. It's amazing for me to think that the posting of 95 Theses on church practice, Martin Luther launched not only a theological revolution, a redefinition of what it means to be Christian, but he also launched a cultural revolution. No one had put Johann Gutenberg's invention of movable type to use in the way that printers did when they got Luther's text of the 95 Theses. Within a month, all Germany, within a little bit more, all of Europe, or at least all of intellectual Europe, was talking about what this man had written. Important because it put one person in contact with more people than had ever before been possible in history. And so Luther very quickly mastered the art of communicating through the new medium of print in such a manner that the British news periodical, The Economist, a year and a half ago said that he launched a social media revolution. The article was entitled, "When Luther Went Viral." And so what we have here is a place that is critical for our understanding of really the whole modern world and the way in which we communicate today.
Bob, you're on the Education Program Committee that's developing a program for Wittenberg and our place here at the Old Latin School. What sorts of programs is the committee working on?
The committee is envisioning a number of different offerings that various institutions within our church body can offer to really a worldwide constituency. We hope that for our own pastors and directors of Christian education, for parochial school teachers, for lay people, we can offer continuing ed experiences, bringing them to Wittenberg for a few days or maybe a longer period if they want to do some reading of Luther texts and the like together. Our colleges and universities are actively preparing shorter term or longer term experiences here in Wittenberg. We hope also to have seminary courses offered for students both on the graduate level and on the Master of Divinity level or Master of Arts level, so that also those students can get the feel for Wittenberg as they study the Reformation, the Lutheran confessional writings, and related subjects. We also hope that Wittenberg and this school will become a meeting place for theologians and lay people from around the world, actually, from our partner churches, even churches beyond the ILC family, so that we can exchange ideas, to be sure, always rooted in Luther's theology, but on the whole host of topics that the Holy Spirit calls us to address in our age.
Well, that's great, Bob. I think that's a good program. I also want to mention that our hope is to use this place also as a platform for the gospel, where we can reach out to people through Luther's life and theology, to people here in Wittenberg and the surrounding area. And in order to make all this happen, the educational program and the outreach, we have plans for this building. We're going to have a chapel lecture hall on the main floor and a classroom, reception area, a bookstore. We'll have 2 floors of dormitory rooms so that groups can come from around the world and have inexpensive lodging here while they participate in our programs. The main thrust of this building will be Christian education and outreach. Well, we've ended our tour at the Luther House, the place where Martin Luther lived his entire time in Wittenberg, first as a monk and then as a married man and a reformer. And we welcome you to come to Wittenberg too, perhaps as a visitor, as a pilgrim, or as a student. This is the place to be.